everybody. I am going to work on an iconographic illustration of a horse tonight. I'm using Adobe Fresco and my iPad and an iPad pencil. Hello, how are you this evening? I'm going to do an iconographic horse drawing. I sketched this out ahead of time, so I'm just, going to rough it in here. This one's going to be really colorful. Not staying with true colors at all. Using the symmetry button again because it's so much fun. I think we're going to start out by just putting some color in here. So we're going to see what happens when I fill this with the bucket. Ah, it worked. Hooray. So I'm going to start with lots of blocks of colors just to kind of make it all work together. And I pre-sketch the horse. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. This is Adobe Adobe Fresco is the program on my iPad with a stylus. I have a horse that I don't ride, but we're good friends. We have a great time together. I saw him yesterday. I keep him at a stable about 6 miles from here, maybe. His name is Magnum. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hi, destroy your iPad. Let's see here. I got to read my comments. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me get back here. Yeah, I've got a new iPad on order. I just ordered it today. So yes, my iPad is in rough shape right now, but okay, so thank you, Fatfidio, new subscriber. Oh, I appreciate that. Also my Roblox user. I'm not sure, Cookie, what that means, but hello. Oh, sorry you're not happy with it, Ron. Okay. It takes a while to do a drawing, you know. I could actually, I do shorts where I take something that I've worked on for maybe, oh, for instance, something that I worked on for, let's go darker here, darker. Hours, you know, like something I've worked on for all day or maybe 2 days. And if I do it in this program, it videos every single stroke that I do. And I will take those hours and hours and hours of work and I'll turn it into a 30 or a 60-second short. And you can go over to my channel and look at those shorts. And they're, you know, they're very, in a way, it's not representative of how much work it took at all because it makes it look so easy and quick. But it actually takes time to do this. Well, what are we doing here? We have the wrong tool. Let me hit the back button. So right now I'm alternating between a vector tool, a vector paintbrush, and a, I don't like that line, and a bucket fill. Now we're going to try that bucket fill. Ah, there's a hole. Where is it? Okay, back to this. I have to find where the hole is. There it is, right there. If you don't have it completely sealed up, the bucket of paint spills out across your whole entire canvas. So I'm grabbing the bucket again. Whoops, wrong. Back. So I think what I did, I made a goof here. I wonder if there's a quick way for me to grab just, I drew it on the wrong layer. This is what happens when you're doing magic wand. Cut selection. Let's make a new layer. Paste selection. Now I can fill it in with the bucket. Done. So now I just put it up here on this layer, which I'm actually going to move there underneath the horse, and I'm going to use the bucket. Nope, it didn't work. One of the downsides to this, okay, I think I know what's going on. We'll stay on that layer, choose the paintbrush. It actually doesn't know. Now let's try it. No, I'm super failing. Okay, we're gonna go back. we're going to start over on that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to start a new layer. It's going to go behind here and go back to my paint. There it is. If it fills the whole screen again. Hooray, I did it. Thank you everybody for being so patient and waiting through that. Okay, so here's the overall idea. It's going to be an icon again, and I'm going to make it a night scene with an owl frame of trees and roots. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do a lot with symmetry here, and this one will be an owl, and that one I may get rid of that one. Then I'm thinking a cat and a rabbit. I'm just thinking about creatures that are like the rabbits usually are hiding, but they do eat right before it gets dark. And then I'll put some stars in the sky. So that's the plan. Let's see how much we can get done tonight. Okay. I'm going to go to this layer, whoops, right here, and I'm going to work on those eyes. Just not happy with what I'm doing here, and I think the reason is that on this layer I've got a line here that I don't want. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the eye layer. Do you know when a horse is kind of freaked out, if they're fearful, their eyes will actually bulge way out on the sides of their head, because they have like amazing vision, and their eyes are, obviously they can see like 360 almost, not totally. They can't see like right here in front of them, their face, but with how their eyes are positioned, they can see like 360. And that bulge that happens with their eyes is basically to increase their vision. And it's something I didn't really know about until I owned a horse. Okay, got the eyes how I want them. I'm gonna go back up to the horse layer, and go back to a really nice light color. We're getting really creative with the colors here. We're gonna give him their eyelashes definitely go down, and they're really highly functional. Okay, I'm up on this layer. I think we'll go with the same color for the forelock and under the ears. I need to fix something right here. Okay, there we go. Hold your horses, yeah. Hi, yeah. I think people are starting to know I'm here and being very, very open with their opinions, which is fine. I read the good ones. Okay, so I think we're going to get to work on the tree. And we'll go with a nice orange roots system. We'll just get it roughed in here. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I try and be careful with that. I have more control over the pen and I kind of forget. So let's take a look at the overall. It's looking pretty good. This tree's got some wacky stuff going on. See if we can fix that. Whoa, we're wild. Okay. So that tree is on the same level as the horse. I'm going to add a layer that goes behind that. And that's going to be our ground layer. Let's see for the ground. I don't know if I want to do the typical green. I think not. I think we're going to go with a deep purple. Like I said, I'm just kind of blocking in all the colors. And Just checking the comments. Oh, okay. YouTube algorithm. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Would absolutely, oh, yay, I got 9 thumbs up. I appreciate that. We have quite a few people on here right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm using an iPad with an iPencil, and the program is Adobe Fresco, which records everything I'm doing, and I can make videos of it. When I'm done, go over, check out my shorts, and you'll find those videos of drawings that I've done that I've turned into little films. Thank you. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. And hopefully I can be of help to anybody who is trying to learn how to improve their art, or they want to use their iPad for something fun to do. Trying to be useful. Okay, I think we're going to add some, where are we going to do it? What layer? I think we'll go on the background layer first for some of this. Whoops. That was a mistake. Thank goodness for the back button. I think what I'm going to do is just get a bunch of these drawn. And we'll use the bucket because we're just blocking in the color right now. Okay. Okay. Is this Procreate? No. Okay, you don't have to have an iPad. You can use your computer with a Wacom tablet, which is way less expensive than an iPad. It attaches to your computer, and someone's upset that they don't have an iPad, and you don't have to have an iPad. So the Wacom tablet, get the one that's got this display, so it's the top of the line on the Wacom tablet, and I think you can get those for under $500. And you can get a stylus with them. That's their whole purpose, is to be able to draw like this. And maybe a Surface Pro. I haven't used a Surface Pro in a long time, but I used to use a Surface Pro a long time ago with a stylus. Pretty much anything that you can use a stylus on, Adobe's going to have a version of Fresco that you can use on it. Okay, where was I? I'm going to go with a little bit different color here. We'll go more to a red and do some foreground leaves. Am I in the foreground? Okay, cancel. Get in the right brush. I'm using the symmetry button, by the way, which is right here where the grid is. It's this little tiny button that you press right there. It's off now. Turn it back on, and I'm using just a simple symmetry, but there's all sorts of different symmetry things. So if you're into doing flowers, or I actually used this one last week, and I made a playing card with this one because you can change the diagonal. And so like I did a Queen of Hearts. It's such a cool, the symmetry is so fun to play with. And yes, I do draw on paper with pencils and paints, and I don't just do the iPad. I had someone come by the other day and they're like, pencil and paper rules. I'm like, yeah, I know, I get it. And I use that too. Am I on the right? I am on the right. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad there's a lot of lives on. It makes it a lively community for everybody. Thank you for stopping by here. Okay, just to give you an idea overall. The bucket doesn't work with the symmetry. You have to hand bucket all of them, which is easier than painting in each one with a brush. Okay. I don't understand some of the questions, but I will let it go. All right, so I'm gonna work on this sun. So I'll go here. I think I'll do it on the same layer as the ground layer. It's actually not gonna be a sun, it's gonna be a moon. So we're gonna add the circle here. And oops. We're going to turn off the symmetry for this one. Off. I'm just about ready to turn the sketch off and start painting, but I want to rough in the owl. So we'll put the owl on the same layer as the red leaves. I think what I'm going to do, again, I'll turn the symmetry button off. This one's going to be a raven. This one will be an owl. And I'll go with a green outline. Just making sure that's not happening on both sides. Good, it's not. keep doing that same thing. Forget to grab my, okay. Think here like his wings. Okay, I just threw some white in there. Let's see what happens. Oops. Oh, didn't get my bucket. Whoa, not what I planned. Okay, so that means I've got some holes. I think that was it right there. Let's try it again. Right on. There we go, blocked in. I think we're going to put his tail down below. It'll come just about like, and I'm going to do a little erasing there. Oops. Okay, we're going to change the color of this owl. He's got to at least be somewhere where he can compete a little bit with kind of wanted him to be a snowy owl, but we won't do that. I'm going to turn him. Funny. Very, very funny. Wrong layer. There we go. Does he need a tail down below? Owls don't have the long, do they? Might have to add that later. Thank you so much, all the folks that are stopping in and giving me thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel. If you're enjoying this, if you want to know more about how to make these that you can then turn into little videos, please follow my channel. I'm gonna continue to do these live demos, and I'm going to create a series that explains step by step all the things that you have to do to make those little artistic shorts that I make. Really appreciate all the positive comments and the followers. Okay, time to do I like that raven. He turned out pretty good. And the owl we'll detail out later. So now we're going to do a bunny. Let's make it, we'll go with oh gosh, we're going to go with aqua bunny. Oops, again, I keep doing that. I am totally winging it on this bunny. I didn't even look at a bunny before I came on here today, which is not what I usually do. I usually look at things, sketch them ahead of time, but let's just see how this looks with just blocking out the color. I think that kind of looks like a bunny. And then a cat. I don't know if any of you have gone to my website and seen the cat. I have a gray cat. Let's see, we'll make this one. Let's make a pink cat. Yeah, so this is how I'm going to draw this cat. Okay, I see some comments. Let me check them out. Oh, hi Milo. Hello, you have an interview channel. Oh, absolutely would be happy to be interviewed. Subscribe, see if you can alter. So these comments, I'm so new to YouTube and so new to these lives that I'm not even sure if I know how to find this comment, because I went looking for all my old comments on my other live, and like I don't know, maybe they're still being processed by YouTube, because I'm not sure. So subscribe to me and just see if you can send me a message. That would be great. You could, if you comment on one of my videos that's posted, I definitely will see that message. Thank you, Milo. Okay, I'm going to give you all just an overview for anybody who just joined us. So this is an icon of a horse. And I am ready to turn off the sketch here. Somewhere is my sketch. Is this it? No. Not the leaves. There we go. I turned the sketch off. The please subscribe and help me grow is going to go away too. All right. I'm glad there's still some folks with me. So this little guy here, I'm going to put in a pretty dark background, and I'm afraid he's going to disappear. So what I'm going to do is I've got that. I'm going to find I'm going to add a layer right behind him. And it's going to be really hard to see here, but what I'm going to do is I am going to paint white right behind him. Oops. Okay, I gotta start over. So I have to put it behind, I'm gonna put it back with the land. Okay, I was on the wrong place on the layers. Okay, started at the end of his beak. And I think now when I go to do a background, which is going to be way back here, we're going to put in a super, super, super dark. No, I'll go with a, this is so hard to figure out what to, yeah, first I'll do a gray, just so we can see what it's going to do. We'll do a vector. Okay, yay. And then go back up to this guy and bucket fill him. Okay. So I can see him, but I'm actually going to make sure I got everything highlighted on him. That way when I streak across the sky with like blacks and dark blues, this guy won't disappear. I don't want him to blend in. I want him to stand out. And I'm on a layer behind the black layer right here. That's why it's working. I'm also gonna, even though his eye isn't gonna be white, I'm putting a white background in there so I don't have background showing through. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna start painting. The fun begins. So this is, I'm gonna go one layer up. I'm on the very bottom, I hope. I hope the moon is, I think the moon is proud. We're gonna go with a really deep, deep blue. I'm gonna choose a wet brush, an oil, and I'm gonna get the oil point short. I'm gonna make it really big. Here's how big it is. And then this is how dense it is. So I could go really dense or I can go really light. I'm going to go, not light, but it's going to make it more streaky. Okay, now I'm going to go with I'm on the same layer. Right here. I'm going to add a layer. And I'm going to put in a really deep red in part of it. Now I'm going to go back to this layer. I'm going to bucket fill it black because I think I want it black. There we go. I might do a little bit of merging. With a charcoal. Well, let's see. What do I have here? I'm going to do this charcoal variant. Let's see. Let's look really close. What is it doing? Nothing. No, okay, now it's doing something. That's what I want. I want the colors to be a little more mottled. I saw comments. Good night. Thanks for watching. Milo, you have to go to bed. Yes, I'm taking that suggestion into consideration. Oh my goodness, your new pet turtle. What are we going to name it? What are your ideas? Got somebody who needs names for a pet turtle on here. Only nice names, please. Okay, I think I'm going to actually add another layer. And I'm going to go back with that oil paint brush and that midnight blue. And we're going to paint it like this. gonna have to put a horse's tail back there too. I haven't done that. Thanks for everybody hanging out, stopping by, looking for new subscribers to help grow my channel. I'm trying to do these rather regular drawings on here, which are done with an iPad and a stylus, but there are other tools you can use the same program with. Oh, favorite Greek goddess. Athena? What did Athena do? That's the name that comes to mind. Queen Hippolyta was a mortal, I think, and Athena was somehow... Hey, Russian Dogger. Nice to see you. I just catch... This is an iconic horse. Oh, you know, I ended up... I have not yet. I have not. I went back looking for that comment, and I couldn't find it. So I have a paper and pencil. Can you say it again? And I'm going to actually write it down. Oh gosh, no, not the goddess of war. Who is the Russian? Oh, it's called A Walk by Taicho. A Walk by Taicho. I'm writing it down. Thank you. I went back and I was like, I couldn't find the comment. Okay. So there's a goddess, a Greek goddess of... I don't want to, yeah, I can't think of their names. That's the problem. Okay, I'm focusing back on my drawing, and I think we're going to add a little bit of glow around the moon. Let's see if we can do it. Ooh, this could be really, really iffy. How does that look? I think I like it there. It was too much. Let's have it more glowing off from the clouds that are in the background. There we go. And then I'm going to do a star layer that's completely on its own layer. Actually, yeah, we'll do it on its own layer. We're going to use the oil paint short in a white. Whoa, way big. We want a tiny, tiny little one. Too small. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so let's fill them in with a super duper light blue. We can always go back and make them whiter later. I just want there to be a variation so they look painted. Because now if I come back now with the white, okay, go back and grab my blue color that I just used. Actually, what I'm going to do is do this. We'll just do a few at a time. Just going to put a little blue in the center. And go back with the white and mix them. Okay, I'm going to read a couple comments here. I have a nice long one I want to check on. You know, I think that all animals have symbolism when you look them up. I'm not particularly assigning any symbolism to these. I can tell you from my own life that I own a horse and I love horses. I feel like they're like a window to another universe when you get to know them. I had a wonderful experience with 3 baby owls in a barn across the road from where I live, and that was amazing. And I published a children's book that about where the called Raven's Roost. You can get it on Amazon, and a lot of the ravens look just like that. It's an award-winning book, so that's got a symbolism to me. And then if I made that cat gray, I would say I have so many gray cats in my life, um, in in the history of my life that have been awesome little critters. And then bunnies, gosh, I don't have any relationship with bunnies other than I see them at dusk a lot. Thanks for asking. Every time I scroll past your stream, I have to go every time, but I will definitely see you later. That's okay. I love it. You always stop by and say something really positive. Oh, I've been thinking about doing a scheduled stream. I have to learn more about how everything works and how people communicate on here. I'm new enough to this that I am a little baffled by all of it. Oh, thank you, Blake. Yes, I use a lot of color in my art, and my children's book is very colorful too. All right, thank you so much, all the people that have stopped by. We've been on here for an hour. I'll probably go a little bit longer, though, if people want to hang out. Got a lot of thumbs up on this one. I think it's all the color. Makes people happy. Okay, back to the stars. So when you don't pick up your pen when you're using this oil paint short, it grabs whatever color is on the surface of the drawing and mixes it more. Now if I pick up my pen, put it back down, it's going to be a lot whiter every time I pick it up, because white's the one I've chosen. Every time I pick it up, I add more white paint. See how that is different? Okay. I'm going to add some white around the edges here, and then I'll just come back in with the blue this time and see how that works. If I do the white first. Pick the blue back up from my palette. We don't want it too blue. So the dark blue is not on this layer. If the dark blue that's underneath was on this layer, it would definitely be a lot darker, but this is on its own layer. See all my layers along the side here. I think I'm going to do a demo drawing where I just have 3 layers so people can really understand how layering works. I mean, when you get good at layers, and I'm pretty good with layers, you'll have like a million layers like this on the side. But when I first started doing this, I was like, oh, so confused about what went where and what was in front of what. And okay, yay. Forward we go. I think it's time to work on that owl. All right, where is my owl? So here we are. Here's the owl. And it's probably going to jump to another layer because this, I believe, is a vector layer, and oil paints are not a vector layer. Let's go with we'll just go with a white. Okay, so what it did is it jumped way down here to that layer. What's on that layer? I'm going to turn it off, see what disappears. The stars are on that layer. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to where the owl is, and I'm going to add a layer right on top of it. There we go. Oh, we forgot his ears. Okay, well, we'll definitely put those on there. This owl is not actually fashioned after any particular owl. I am just winging it. I love snowy owls, but I wasn't really prepared to get the coloring right on the snowy owl. This is kind of an owl that I've just making up. It's not accurate. I feel like his beak should be a little bit bigger. Whoa. And I'm going to go down to this layer and do a little bit of erasing there. And actually what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put in a different colored beak. Let's go with kind of an orangey beak. So that's my base color underneath there. And then I think I'll take a fine eraser. Whoa! Go up here. Even finer. Okay, and now back on that layer. We'll do the same thing around here. Not that you're really going to see this when I zoom out, but thank you for all the thumbs up. I'm going to check the comments really quick. Oh, no kidding. Kevin Mack, I so agree with you. And Kevin says, I wonder what historical impressionists would have created with this technology. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to make a comment that's not going to be very popular, but I have said this, like, if Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci had access to AI, they would have at least played with it, if nothing else. Not to say that, I mean, there's some really awful art out there, but it's definitely an interesting tool, and it's probably here to stay. So figuring out how to use it well is it feels like a better way to go than to ignore it and deny it. It's not going to go away, so unfortunately. So I'm feeling like I'm going to keep going with these light colors here. Oops, use a different. And we're going to add a layer right here. And actually, first I'm going to start with a darker right under here. Wet brush. This is pretty quick laying down of color here. Let's add a little bit of brown. Okay, back with the white. Okay, now I'm going to come back. I'm just going to blend this brown in, and then I'll come back over the top. Can't wait till I get the new iPad. I had this one for years and years, and I cracked the screen, and I just lived with it for a long time because a new iPad is very expensive. But once I started doing these YouTubes, I realized, oh, I need a new iPad. This doesn't look terribly professional. Oh, wow, he's kind of cute. Let's go to the darkest color I had and put some shadow in there. Okay. So now I'm up here. I'm going to merge this layer down because I can. And I'm going to add some toenails. Black. Toenails. I think they're not called toenails with a claws. I'm going to add some claws. So I'm quite sure they have 3 claws on the front and then one big thumb claw on the back. We're only going to show the front claws. The other is, you'll have to imagine it, it is over on the back of the branch. Yay. And go over and add some on this guy too. His I might actually, let me undo that. His I might go with a gray. So you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, thanks, Kevin Mack. I like your comments. Am I using a reference? I'm not. I am flying by the seat of my pants. When I drew the horse earlier, because I started with just the outline sketch of the horse, I looked at several different photographs of horses. But I totally did the cat, the dog, you know, all of these shapes. I do not have Google up here or any books open or anything. I'm totally doing it out of my head. but I've been doing these kind of illustrations for a long time. So they're very children's book oriented. That's just how it comes out of me. I don't know what else to say about it. I tend to just be very colorful and whimsical. That's how everything comes out. Anyway, so I'm avoiding the horse because the horse is going to take me a long time. I don't think I'm going to do that online. I'm doing the smaller creatures because I can get them done quick. Let's work on the moon. So the moon, where is the moon? I think it's here. I'm just going to make sure. Yes. Okay, I'm going to add a layer. And then I'm going to choose a white wet brush. And I'm going to go like this. And then let me get some white on there. And then we'll choose that moon color. I like the like painterly edges rather than the hard edges, like these hard edges of the leaves where I block out the color are not as appealing to me. I much prefer that look, like the moon and the stars. It's very painterly. This has a place, and honestly, what I think of when I see this is I think of turn of the mid-century modern type artwork, and into the 60s, like the old George Jetsons and the old cartoons had sort of that clean line look. Okay, just checking my comments. Oh yeah, pygmy owls are awesome, tiny little things. Yeah, the owl does look furry, but it's okay. It's a painterly thing. Okay. Well, we've got a few people watching, so I'm just going to keep going for a little while. Thank you again. Would love to have new subscribers. It's like one subscriber at a time. Trying to grow my channel so that I can justify all these little drawings that I'm doing. And maybe teach people some things about art along the way. I got an art degree years ago, so I'm actually trained in this officially. Haha. Not that you really need that for art, but it helps to know your art history. Okay, let's do a little colorful blue bunny. Where is the bunny? I think this is the layer. Yes. So, can I change that layer? Hide, add, clear, delete, darken. Convert to pixel layer. All right, let's do it. That way I can just start drawing right on top of it, and it's going to be like, okay, for instance, let me grab a white and say, I'm going to put white here. It starts to blend with the blue. Now it hasn't been doing that on anything because I basically kept these layers separate, but now I'm going to put these layers together. So we will make him blue, but I'm going to highlight in a minute. I'm going to highlight the ear that's in the front. Okay, that's a funny comment. Let me see some other comments here. I like to keep up. Hi, Pablo. Good to hear you do art. No, this is not Pikmin. This is, let me show you the overall. Oh, I just got paint down there. Ah. I like to do iconography. So it is an art, an iconographic illustration of a horse at nighttime. Oh, okay. I'm reading a comment by Kevin Mack, a drawing that you did recently with a leaf ticket with small dream on his back and face. Sounds really interesting. And thank you for the compliment on the dog, which I do not have in here, but maybe one of my bunny or my cat is looking like a dog, or my horse. Anyway, we're still going. All right, time to add a little bunny eye. I might have to erase a little bit so that I can get a nice black eye. Interesting problem. I think the nose is too high on the bunny. I wonder if this will help. That helps a little bit. Looks a little bit. Okay, we'll work on the cat next. I've not ever done a pink cat. This is a first. I ran into this just a minute ago. Let me do this. We're just going to erase this. And I can barely see that little. Ah. Got a little out of control there. I may end up having to go back in and clean some of that up with some vector lines. The pixeling is a little bit more than I like. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to double check. Oh, I'm glad you like the eyes, although like I said, they're a little pixely. Oh, you know, no motivation for the pink cat other than just trying to find a bunch of colors and things that'll contrast with the background. Normally I do gray, but I'm going to do a gray horse, a blue-gray horse. There we go. Okay. It's making me a little anxious to have those so pixely. I'm going to add a layer on top. And I'm going to go back with a a vector brush. Just do a little cleanup. Oops. Now that makes him look a little scared. Let's not do that. Looks pretty sweet. Cute. Oh, we need some more. Go back to my vector layer, or my painter layer. Oops, wrong brush. Wet brush. Oh, here we go. Okay. Undo, 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 undo. We're just going to have to go with. Okay, I think this is the layer I'm on. Yes. Okay. Wow. Thanks, everybody. Lots of thumbs up. Just going to double check my comments. Fangs. Blake, terrible. Maybe give the cat some fangs. That would be interesting. I'm just going to block in the pink, and pretty soon I'm going to go to a much bigger brush, like now, just to block in all this color. Nice big fluffy tail. So this chest, where am I? Yes, he would, for sure. And I'm going to add some. I'm going to do it with white. So Kevin said the cat would have some patterns in his fur, and it's absolutely true. He would. Now that I've got all the pink down, I think we will do... Oh, that's interesting. I just pulled a chalk by accident. Like this one, that's a whole different color. It is a selected, it's a pencil. Oh, that's interesting. It's a little too pixely for me. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to go back to the oil paint short. And I need a much smaller brush. Actually, okay, I just goofed. So it's going to go like this. Let's go back with the pink. Back with the white. Yes, some wispy fur too. I want to get some blotching in though. that went too far out. We're going to have to put, I'm going to go up to this layer, which is my, I'm going to add white. I'm going to add some whiskers. Yeah, so I wonder if I don't know that that's adding as much. It's so far away when you start looking at this. Okay. I'm too tired to do the horse tonight. It gives me something to work on tomorrow. Anyway, thank you everybody who came by and watched tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm getting tired. I gotta go to bed. Thanks so much. Oh, you know what? Before I leave, I always almost forget to do this. Let me see. It might take, let me just do the export. So what this is the time-lapse drawing. It takes a minute for it to happen. Not too long though. And save the video. And then let me just go over to my photos. Here is the time-lapse. This is how I started. And I was going to put a big sun behind him, and then I decided to go with the moon. Please subscribe, help me grow. And then I went live and started adding color. Now it slows down. When we get into the painterly stuff, it just takes forever. I don't know if there's any way for me to, there's the stars. Is there a way for me to show you? Yeah, you can watch the owl. And then what did we do next? Oh, here goes the bunny. I still think the bunny's chin is wrong. Oh, and then we're over here on the cat. The cat got really pixely. Good night, Blake. Thanks for all the comments. That was fabulous. So that is how you do Adobe Fresco on an iPad with a stylus, and that was just the time lapse of what I worked on since I just started tonight on this one. Yep, it is really good for a story. Okay, thanks everybody. Good night. Don't forget to subscribe.